Hi guys, welcome to Office Blokes Reacts. I'm Office Bloke Dave.
I'm Office Bloke Mike.
Just seeing if silence drives you crazy.
Wasn't actual silence, though, was it? I thought you'd broken for a minute there.
I'm Office Bloke Daz.
Oh, there you go. There you go. We are the Office Blokes. We have a couple of other YouTube channels, Patreon page, social media, merch, all that good stuff. Click the link below. It'll take you where you need to go. We've got some really nice merch that none of us are wearing today.
I know, yeah.
I know, yeah. The hats aren't available yet, but they will be very soon. Keep your eye out for that. Right, can silence actually drive you crazy? This room is an anechoic chamber that they're in, and they've got one at Salford Uni. And I've been in it a couple of times. Yeah. And it's dead. It's like to the point where if we're facing each other, I'm screaming at you full volume. As soon as I go off axis by a certain point, you can't hear a thing.
Really?
Yeah. So I could be like screaming as loud as I can there, and you there won't be able to hear me.
That close?
Yeah. It's crackers.
Not having that.
I've been in it twice.
Really?
Yeah. You can hear if you go in. I went in on my own the second time, and you can start to hear the blood squirt around your veins.
What?
Because it's basically the equivalent to being that high up in the sky that sound is only going to go like that out your mouth. It's not going to bounce off anything.
Can you hear yourself when you're shouting?
Yeah, you can hear yourself because obviously it's sort of it's emanating from you as a source. I don't know. I don't know at what point off axis you stop being able to hear people because obviously there's going to be bleed. But I did it where I've screamed in the other direction and people can't hear a thing.
To be fair, I mean, it's a bit like our house at night because we live down the cul-de-sac, so there's no traffic or anything. But
it's exactly like that, Mike. You're right.
You're talking to your missus and she's not listening.
It's
probably the other way around.
I've just got her earplugs in.
That's when most people are talking to me. And
can't hear you. I'm in one of them chambers at Salford Uni.
Yeah. Anyway,
weird,
it's a really disconcerting place, and a lot of people can't spend more than a few minutes in them.
Yeah.
It starts to.
Can you go in the one here?
It's for research purposes, and I was a student at Salford Uni. That's why I went in. But,
okay.
I don't know. You can probably book it out for commercial reasons. Yeah. It'd be a good one for the Try channel.
Yeah.
It's a very expensive room though to build.
Is it?
Yeah.
To build, I can imagine. Yeah.
We'll get into it anyway. Can silence actually drive you crazy? Let's do it.
I'm going to scream as loud as I can, and I'm going to keep screaming as loud as I can while I spin around. And I'll keep going until my breath runs out.
Great.
You ready?
Yeah.
Okay.
That was outstanding. Thank you.
Thank you.
The quietest place on earth is a...
See, when I did it was nothing.
Yeah.
Into the corner, going that way. It was crazy. Really weird.
Apparently an anechoic chamber in Minneapolis. Now I'm here at BYU at their anechoic chamber. Anechoic is Latin. It basically means no echo. And the way they achieve no echo is through all of these foam wedges which are put on the walls and even the floor. You can see that I'm actually on a spring floor, and down below me there are all of these wedges. Now you may want to use headphones while you're listening to this video because that's going to be quite important.
Low frequency sound will come in, and by the shape of it, bounce and just keep bouncing pretty much forever until it just gets lost in the wall. And then high frequencies are more so going to get absorbed into the foam itself.
You can hear how the room deadens echoes by clapping constantly while closing the doors.
Alan Partridge closing the door.
Oh
yeah.
Totally changes the quality of the sound.
Definitely.
There are reports that it's impossible to stay in one of these rooms and remain sane for a significant period of time. The record is apparently 45 minutes.
I felt a little claustrophobic. It felt like there's a lot of pressure on my head.
But why would that be? I mean, the air is no different in here.
What I figured is just because when you listen in a normal room, there's a lot of reverb. To your ear, that means there's a lot of space, but there's none of that in here, so it feels claustrophobic.
It feels like you're in a tiny room, like you could be in a coffin.
Maybe, yeah.
I think it's really an anxiety response. So you're used to having these sounds around you, and then you don't anymore, and so you start to panic. because you don't have something you're used to. And I think that anxiety can increase and cause some stress, and maybe that's why people go crazy or hallucinate with sound. It's just because they're trying to make up for what they're used to that isn't there.
When I bring people in, I warn them, hey, if you get a little dizzy, please let me know so I can get you out of the room before you make a mess in our expensive facilities.
First, you'll hear any rustle of your clothing. So you move an inch and you'll hear it. Then you'll hear any fluids that are in your mouth or your throat. You'll hear them all moving around every time you move your mouth. And the longer you stay in there, the more you hear. So you start to hear the blood flow through your brain.
Have you heard it?
Mm-hmm. It sounds kind of like a ringing or a pulsing.
Can you kind of make the sound for us so that we know what to listen out for?
Of the blood flow? It just sounds like a pulsing, like... Some people say they can hear their heartbeat coming from their chest as well.
Yeah. Have you heard that?
No. Mm-mm.
A violinist placed in one of these rooms was apparently banging on the door within a matter of seconds trying to get out. Now other people say it's impossible to stand up because you become so disoriented, dizzy, nauseous, and some people even hear oral hallucinations. But to me it doesn't sound right. You know, I believe that I should be able to sit in a room with no sound, with the lights off for as long as I like. And so I'm going to put myself to the test by staying in this room for as long as I can.
If we can get access to this
would be great
for the Tri-Channel. It'd be absolutely amazing, wouldn't it?
You never know.
It's a very, all the people in my class, people took turns to go in there. Some people were seconds.
Really?
And they were straight back out.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
Was
really
the teacher in there?
feeling, isn't it?
Getting me too. You're getting an A.
You're next. Clark.
Have fun in silence.
Thank you. Now it is just me in the Anechoic Chamber. And this is probably the quietest place I have ever been. And in a second, I'll tell the guys, shut the lights off. Okay, I think... Oh, I'm ready. And the lights are off. I'm going to turn off the camera so I don't have this light. And then there's only the audio recorder that I'll keep with me.
Boo!
I'm not sure how long I've been in here, but I still feel quite comfortable. It's nice and quiet. I mean, that's an understatement. But it's relaxing. If I hear anything, I feel like I hear a low-pitched hum.
I've never heard anyone say that. I'll be lubbed up.
Lubbed up.
I haven't actually.
First for me, that.
Yeah.
It's definitely mad. I was a bit disoriented when I came out. I was definitely a bit unsteady.
Did you have the lights off as well, or was it just...
No, I had the lights on, but I was a bit unsteady on my feet. It's like,
imagine with the lights being out as well, it must be...
You know what? At the moment, that sounds amazing.
It'd be like a dark room, wouldn't it?
No, because even in a dark room, you've got senses popping all the time. You can hear things in there. It's just that lack of anything, and it is that, I don't know, I reckon I'd love it at the moment though.
Yeah,
peace and quiet. Being left alone.
If I had to guess about how long I'd been in here, I'd say about 8 minutes.
You're doing well.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm more aware of my heart. I can feel each pulse, and I can almost feel it radiating up my chest towards my head, like a wave. And in my ears there's a hiss. I think that's just from hearing loss. This just reminds me of that Mission Impossible movie where Tom Cruise sneaks into that building and he has to keep his decibel level low. That was the burp. I don't know if you could hear that. I can say the really small sounds seem amplified. It's like your brain has recalibrated. So the quiet things seem much louder.
Switch the lights on and he's got no skin left on his face. sounds dead chilled, but it's just like...
Put like a bean there or something.
I was just going to say,
it's so annoying.
Yeah. On the bed.
I feel like I can...
I think after a few minutes I'd just fart and I'd be crying myself laughing. I'd be like pissing myself. So.
Feel more things, like with every beat of my heart it feels like my body shakes a little bit. Like a device that has a little motor inside it, how it gets shook around like a phone. Okay, Cameron, looks to me like we're good for time. If it looks the same to you, like we're around 46 minutes or over, I'm happy to hop out. So, yeah, when you're ready, you can flick the lights back on if you like. Are you there?
Home for the night.
Toying with him now, isn't he?
I think I've been here for nearly an hour, according to my time checks, and I didn't fall asleep. I just, I've had a good time. It's a nice, quiet space. I kind of feel like this would be a good material to pad your bedroom in. Not a problem. Anechoic Chamber, 45 minutes, an hour. Easy. I could stay in here for 5 hours. I think I could get a lot of work done in here. So now I just have to get out.
No, you're fine in there.
And I'm going to see if I can exit this room without them turning the lights on.
Open the door with a trombone in his face.
The door's nice and
Well, I've locked it from the outside. That'll really freak you out.
Here we are, back to the outside world.
What do you mean stuck there, though? That'd be...
Yeah.
Handle falls off.
Zombies.
Guy just dead on the floor.
Yeah.
Hello. How you doing?
Live?
I am. I don't really understand how anyone could go crazy in there. I mean, quiet is kind of nice. But then again, there are people who find all sorts of situations really uncomfortable, like just being in a pitch black room or being in a small confined space. So maybe those types of people would find this kind of unnerving. I definitely noticed that there were a lot of noises. Like, it wasn't just pure silence. Like, I actually had to work hard to make things feel silent. Otherwise, there was the sound of like just me rubbing my beard, or just like the rustle of your clothes, or every time you swallow, or when you breathe. Perhaps the weirdest thing I noticed was like my sense of my heart. I just felt like it was pumping really hard, and I could feel almost like the blood pushing up through me. It wasn't like I was hearing it, it was just like I was feeling it. And I was feeling as though, in a way, my heart was shaking my body. That was something weird. But besides that, nothing crazy. No weird hallucinations or anything like that. So I think the myth that you can't stay in here for longer than 45 minutes is busted. Even though this is not Mythbusters, I still think it's not true.
I found stuff like that so interesting.
Yeah, you should get some of that stuff in your basement, Mike. Master screens and stuff, and all that foam padding sort of stuff.
It's called Uncle Mike when he's in the basement. It'd be great for us to get in one of them and just see, because it's, like I said, there was definitely people who lasted seconds. I think I was minutes, but it wasn't a challenge when we were doing it. It was just go in for a little bit.
Yeah.
And some people really freak out.
What are they used for?
Yeah.
I think it's for like configuring high-end sound equipment, a lot of it. Sort of microphones, and I think so. I could be completely wrong. It's obviously not just to freak out
You'd think it'd be
students.
something like that, wouldn't it? Some sort of calibration, maybe where they need complete silence. So maybe.
Yeah, no sort of external sources interfering with stuff.
Yeah,
well, probably to study as well.
What do you mean by that? external sources interfering with stuff. We'll go back on Mike's basement.
Whatever you want. But it could also be studying physics and stuff. How sound waves act and stuff. But I presume they knew all that stuff by now.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Interesting stuff.
We'll have to reach out. We'll have to try and get in it.
See if we can get in there. See if we know anyone at the university. Get us in there.
Nice one.
Hope you guys enjoyed that too. Don't forget, like and subscribe and hit that bell. And we'll catch you guys on the next one.
Cheers. Guys.